Welcome, fourth grade, to another week of Number Talk video series. This week you're doing fractional reasoning, and it's formatted a little differently. What's happening this week is you're being given a number line where I'm giving you a whole number and a fractional part, and then you're finding where a fraction of a different denominator would be found on the same number line. You can find a common denominator if you want and take that approach. Personally, I'm going to show you a little different way to look at it because I think it gives you a better visual understanding of how the values work together. But again, it's my opinion, and there's more than one way to do this. Also this week on your learning opportunity, the last set of challenge questions are all multiple choice. They're not just based on computation. Some of them are based on just logic, which is mathematics in general, just thinking logically how something works. And they all come from actually something called math contests. Math contests is something that's been around since, I want to say 1992. I mean, it's been around for a really long time, and it's really neat. It's designed for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders to really just explore math with different type questions. So these problems I pulled came from math contests. So I just want to let you know where they came from. Enjoy solving them this week also. So let's look at this first problem. So we want to know where we should put 5/8. Well, let's first think where we would put 1 whole. So if that's 1/3, that's 2/3, that's 3/3. So there's my 1 whole. Well, if you think about 1 whole in relationship to the whole number 0 to 1, so there's my whole. Well, I could break it in half, then I can break it up into fourths, and I can break it up into eighths. So I think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5/8, right, roughly goes right there. Now, let's look at this. We have -1 and 5/6, and we're wanting to place the number 1. Well, let's think about that for a second. If I went from -1 all the way to 5/6, well, that means I could have, if I know that 6 6s is 1, so if I moved over 1 space, that would be 6 6s, which would give me roughly know where to put 0, then I can finish. So let's think about this. So if I break this up into 6s, right? I break this up into 6s. Well, if I add another 6 to that, wouldn't that be where my 1 goes? Right? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6s, which I moved over from dead of 1 whole space. So there's my 0, and that roughly falls between -1 and 0. What falls halfway in between? So I know just that spacing is about the same distance as that spacing, or I can go back and say, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 6 plus 1 more. 6 6 again is 1 whole. So that's roughly where my 1 would fall. Maybe a little to the left. Okay, so hopefully this helped you when it comes time to working on your learning opportunity. If you have any questions, please see your teacher, come see me, and have a great week. Thanks, guys.